guest tonight, ladies and germs. I'm happy to say my guest tonight has a new docu-series on the History Channel called World War II with Tom Hanks.
The Poles were outgunned by the Germans, who had 3-to-1 tanks and 5-to-1 airplanes. So there's no question that the Germans were a superior force.
Despite those odds, the Poles are determined to defend their country.
Everyone had to help, and soldiers conscripted civilians on the street, putting them to work. I saw one man who was stopped 6 times on his way home with a loaf of bread.
The Poles remain resilient.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hanks!
Thank you.
Tom, good to see you. I cannot help but notice that you brought a prop.
Dude, you're moving on, and there is so much stuff to steal from the offices right now. They're never going to miss it. And one of the things I like to do, I hit that stationery closet, right?
Yes.
And it's like, okay, steno pads, got plenty.
Sure.
Cheap-ass ballpoint pens, don't need them. But stationery with the CBS logo on it, dude!
Thank you.
That is letterhead stationery. I mean, I'm going to talk about that. That ream of paper probably costs your benevolent overlords on like 35 cents or something like that.
I think they would say it cost them $40 million. Well, thank you. Thank you for saying otherwise.
And thus it does come down to the economics of the talk show business. No, that's mine. I'm taking it home, dude. Well, no, all right. You can do it.
You can have it. I've been stealing mostly toiletries.
Well, then.
Yeah. My pockets are full of Advil at this point.
By the way, if I could, I would just pull an Oprah right now and say, you get a ream of paper, you get a ream of paper, you get a ream of paper, you get a ream of paper.
Let's make them earn it, though. Let's make them earn it. If they're a good audience.
We'll see how you do, because quite frankly, I have 2 hours and 25 minutes of material that we're gonna try to.
All right.
Because
let's pack it into 15 minutes and 30 seconds.
I can't spend enough time with Stephen Colbert.
I got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
All right. They're gonna have to put a shaped charge around me to get me out of this interview tonight.
You know, I'm gonna get maudlin if we start talking.
No,
about
don't
that,
do
because
that.
I don't know how the entertainment industrial complex is going to survive without you.
Well, it'll roll along, much like the Republic and the Great Columbia.
We shall go on. We shall go on.
Listen, speaking about rolling on, the country is about to celebrate a big birthday.
The big 250.
Big 250.
Yeah,
Big,
250
great number.
years.
To celebrate, you've got a new docuseries on the History Channel, as I said right there, World War II with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, right.
Now, I'm fascinated with World War II. I had family over there. What is it? Why do you think you, but also the general public, why do you think people are still so fascinated with World War II?
Okay, first of all, I'm of two minds of this. One is the day. I always go back if I think I'm 19 years old. I'm 22 years old, or maybe I'm 15, and I can lie about my age and get into the Marine Corps.
Sure.
The world was at this place where it's like, hey, if someone doesn't take up the mantle, who will? Suddenly there was a moment where half the world was going to be robbed of the basic freedoms that made us Americans. The freedom of speech, religion, assembly, and the press. One half the world that was taken out by essentially one guy. In Europe, one guy just sold this narrative, and the next thing you know, you have crosses at the cemeteries of Normandy. So I can't get past that. What a personal test of would I have had the fortitude, the wherewithal, or quite frankly, the morals in order to say, well, if I don't join up and do whatever I can, even if I'm just going to be, typing on a report somewhere, or as remember Andy Rooney, great CBS. By the way, who served, he covered the war in airplanes and whatnot. He said, of course, Oh, come on, not everybody was a hero. Some people served in the 28th Shoe Repair Battalion. I said, nonetheless, but I say, and those shoes saved the world, you know? They brought, so that is one specter of it. But I'll tell you this one thing. I was shopping with my dad. I was 11. We were at a Safeway in Oakland, California. We're just picking up stuff for home. Yeah, there you go. And my dad said we were about to get in line in order to buy our stuff, and my dad looked at a guy and he said, Brian Cunningham. And Brian Cunningham looked at my dad and said, Bud Hanks. And I said, and they talked in this language that I'd never seen, and they had this look in their eyes of, they were in their, that was 1966, right? So they were now in their 40s. And in the car ride home, I said, Dad, who was that? And he said, that was Brian Cunningham. I haven't seen him since we were in the South Pacific together in 1944. And I just thought, these were grown men. All of the adults in our lives had stories that were told in 3 very specific acts. Something happened to them before the war. Something happened to them after the war. But when they would say, well, you know, that was during the war, a time of stasis in which they had no idea how long World War II was going to last. There were jokes, Golden Gate in 48, you know, going to be fine in 49, in civilian shoes in 52. That's how long they thought it was going to last on. And as late as 1947, right here in New York City, out in the shipping lanes that were be coming into the harbor long before you could even see the Statue of Liberty, as late as 1947, shiploads of Americans were coming back because they were in the war for the duration plus 6 months, right? There was a huge sign that said, welcome home, job well done, in 1947. So I always turn that again. And despite the fact that America still was a superly flawed country, that was an example of us becoming a more perfect union. And the best thing I can say about it is mercy. Where was mercy in World War II? Where was it? It didn't exist? No, it did exist. Mercy was granted upon the surrender of the vanquished. We conquered no territory. We didn't even ask reparations from them. We said to the vanquished in Germany and in Japan and the Far East, all right, that was then, this is now. The only thing that we require of you is to go on and guarantee your people the freedoms of speech, religion, assembly, and the press. And they did, as opposed to the rest of the half. So, there you go. All right? That's it. And I'm going to type that up, what I just said, on some station.
Did you ever hear Eric Severide's famous piece about the war and where the war happened?
I did not, but...
Oh, Severide, who was evidently a prince of a fella. Severide, who was in, I think, like Burma, in that area, reporting on that. He said, it's harrowing, this message he brings back to the mothers and the fathers and the girlfriends and the wives and everything. He said, you will not... You will never know what happened because the war happened inside of your husband.
Mm-hmm. Look at what we just saw in that goofy little clip, by the way. Hilarious. Good introduction. You are just somebody who lives in Poland, and you know this is going to happen. And what did you do on the way home from work today? I helped dig ditches in order maybe to keep the tanks out of Warsaw. So it comes down to it all is down to a vision of personally what are we willing to do in order to protect the morals that our country is based on. Not everybody. All right, thank you. Yeah.
You, as everybody knows, starred in one of the biggest and most praised World War II movies of all time, Saving Private Ryan.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Steven Spielberg is going to be here next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Talk about
Okay,
Disclosure
yeah,
Day. Here are the two of you right there.
That's
I think
right.
this
There
is
we are.
shooting Omaha Beach.
Yeah,
right
we were
there.
on home, but we were.
Here, I'm giving you a note of some kind.
Okay,
Ready to go?
I believe this is what Stephen was saying. Listen, you got to run right through there. You got to get up there. But whatever, you see those red flags, those little red flags? Those are the air mortars, and so they're going to be going off. So don't step on where the red flags are, because those air mortars are going to explode. You could get hurt. I mean, you could break your leg or something could get in your eye. So whatever you do, avoid those red flags, because those are the air mortar special effects. Explosive special effects that are part of the shot. So avoid those red flags, is what Stephen is saying. And just before, and we're rolling, and what happened? The special effects crew came and removed all the red flags. So we are going, and if you watch the movie, there's a moment where something very hot lands on my neck. And for the rest of the movie, I have this little burn scar right here on my neck for the rest of the film. Yeah.
Well,
because they removed the red flags. You see.
I'll ask him about it.
Literally.
I will play this clip for him when he's here on Tuesday.
Tom, don't run here. Don't run here. Air mortar. Shoot you 3 feet in the sky. Don't run by right here. Ready and action. That's what it is.
So, speaking, as an advocate for the vets, you've got a coffee here
That's right.
that benefits Veterans Charity. Tell me about the coffee.
Well, it's based on Newman's Own. I worked with Paul Newman at the time he was doing it. He has these great products that he loves, and all the money goes to his hole-in-the-wall gangs for sick kids. We have done the same thing for the veterans communities.
Great.
Now, here's the deal.
Quality stuff. Let's try it out.
Yeah, well, okay, I believe that's grounds. You know,
that's
that's
all right.
not instant coffee.
Just a little.
Yeah, but a little pinch between your cheek and gum.
Gives you full coffee flavor without lighting up, Tom.
It tastes good, but I have this might be disappointing for the band, guys. These are legal addictive stimulants.
Oh, man. No fun. No
Because
fun.
I know you're all holding, but honestly, nothing, you cannot, anyway, and you deal with like chemists and stuff in order to, and I have a special blend called Tom's Morning Joe, I think is what it's called. And it's got a little Ovaltine in it. It's got a little wisp of Ovaltine. Because all kids love Ovaltine.
They've got Ovaltine?
Does
it come with a secret decoder ring?
Well,
or anything
it's
like
almost
that?
like that. They said, would you, and they said, the folks down at the coffee business, which is fascinating how coffee is made, they said, really, you want a little Ovaltine in there? I said, yeah. Can we get it? They said, well, we could get malt, yeah. But you have this in your coffee? I said, yes, I do. And they made it for me. And once again, guys, a legal addictive stimulant, okay?
Ovaltine.
All right,
But
is that all right?
Tom Hanks having Ovaltine in his coffee
A little bit.
is almost a caricature of Tom Hanks at this point. Hey, let's do something right now, okay?
All right.
Let's make it easier for whatever PA has to be waiting for you nervously with your coffee on the first day on set, whatever next movie you're doing right now. What should this PA have ready for? What's Tom Hanks' coffee order?
Well, I'm going to say a pour-over coffee, and the grounds is
Like
fine.
filter, like filter.
Yeah, well, yeah, like the paper thing, you pour it in,
Yeah.
it takes a while for it to dribble down. And then half whole milk, I'm sorry. There's no such thing as almond milk. There is... I understand that I am a guy that I could. It's like just because it's white doesn't mean it's milk. Because I know
I'm with
people
you
that
on that one.
there will people. What, I'm going to put paint in my coffee? It's white, you know. So anyway, so I put whole milk and little teaspoonette of Ovaltine if I don't have my Morning Joe.
Speaking of
And
Tom,
by the way, and I'm boom for the rest of the day.
1 cup.
That's right.
One cup, that's it. 2 cups, okay. Speaking of great Tom Hanks films, Sleeplessness in Seattle was your first collaboration with Nora Ephron.
Yes, it was.
She said, And I love this quote. Seems true. I want to know why you think so. You would have made the greatest park ranger in the history of national parks.
Yeah.
Why do you think she described Tom Hanks that way?
The fascination with minutia, and I got to say, when I was 13 years old, we were on a family vacation. Yeah. My mom and I don't know, some guy she was married to. He wasn't a great guy, but we all went out. It was fine. And there was a guy. We heard this thing. Hey, campers! It's campfire time! And we all walked to a big bowl with a campfire with our flashlights, and a guy with a Smokey Bear hat and a badge and a uniform, the whole bit, held us in thrall for an hour talking about the history of the national park we're in. And so I'm 13 years old, and I'm just thinking, I want that guy's job. And I sort of have it, so it all worked out okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've asked some musicians this. I've like Bruce Springsteen, what are Bruce Springsteen's top 5 Bruce Springsteen songs?
When?
They're like, yeah.
Did he already do that? Because I'd like to know.
We said it all on the show. You should check out the show sometimes. It's pretty good.
All right.
Now, you missed an episode? Are you saying you missed an episode of this show?
If it's not encapsulated by the New York Times the next morning, I'm not really paying much attention.
That's fair.
To it. You know,
That's
we all
fair.
do that. You know,
so
last night.
I'll ask you, Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Does Tom Hanks have a list of Tom Hanks' top 5 movies?
Okay, no, because it's like, but
you can't name 5 good movies you've done?
No, I can name.
I can name like 3 right away.
I can name 3.
Okay,
pretty good. But this actually comes down to moments that happened in the making, in the making of the movie.
Okay. I don't have
one was my very first movie. Ron Howard. It was called Splash, and it played
Familiar?
Murray.
Familiar?
Thank you.
Yep.
Peaked in the 90s. Thank you very much. He said, okay, you got the job, the thing, you're going to have to learn how to scuba dive. I said, what? This is like being on vacation. I have to learn how to scuba dive? Well, this is the greatest friggin' job on the planet Earth. Now, that translated to me being dressed just like I am, under 40 feet of water, with iron weights in my pants, being towed into place by a safety diver, but, you know, kind of like. But that's a pretty fun job.
Okay.
Number 2 is we were making the Da Vinci Code in Paris. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Nice
and I had to, Audrey Tautou and I had to run through the Louvre museum, and I had to change into special shoes. And so I did so. I said, Tom, there's an apple box and your shoes are in this other room. And so I go in there and I sit on an apple box. I'm surrounded by masterpieces. I'm putting on these running shoes. It's like, well, there's the Mona Lisa. How about that? Hey, girl, what are you up to? What's that odd little smile of you? And I'm there all by myself. Now, what gig allows that, for crying out loud?
Wow.
And then I will tell you this other amazing moment that I swear, this is absolutely 100%. Rob Reiner, God bless his eternal memory. We worked with Nora Ephron in Sleepless in Seattle. There is a scene. Do you have the picture of it?
We do actually. I was going to ask you about this.
Yeah.
This is the famous tiramisu.
This is a tiramisu scene. Rob Reiner and me. We were shooting in Seattle. Now that's it. Okay. We got to know each other really well on this, and our kids were all about the same age. And so one day we say, hey, let's go to Disneyland. Let's get kids out of the house. And so we all drove in one car, Rob, Michelle, our kids, me and Rita. And we drive to Disneyland. And understand, when you go to Disneyland, spend 1 hour for every year of age for your kids. So if your kids are 7, you stay there for 7 hours. If your kids are 12, you stay there for 12 hours. Anyway, so we had a great day. It was great. And then we're driving home, and alas, we left in the middle of the most hideous traffic that Los Angeles can allow. You could take the 110 to the 405. You are stuck in traffic. So we're on the 405, right? Literally, and we happen to be next to a bus, a commuter bus, and their job was to get people from the Valley to LAX or from the LAX to the Valley. We were right next to this bus for the longest time. And Rob was riding shotgun and I was driving. And we happened to notice that in this bus, because people are stuck on it for so long, they have TV monitors that play movies. I swear this is absolutely 100% true. And as we're going along, hey, look, they're playing movies. And then Rob says, I think that's Sleepless in Seattle. And so I'm trying to, like, you know, get up as much as we can, and we're leaning over like this, and sure, we can see up in the window of this bus. Our movie is playing on a TV screen right there. And not only that, Rob says, I think the tiramisu scene is coming up. And I said, oh my God, you're right, because we did the thing first. And up on the screen in this bus, this scene is playing, right? And Rob says, oh my God, that's us. Oh yeah, that's a tiramisu. So I start honking the horn, and there's a guy that is watching the movie like this. Honk, 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 honk. And Rob and I go, no, that's us. We're right there. We're on the thing. And this guy that is absolutely as surreal a moment as you could possibly have.
That is
But that is
fantastic.
absolutely true of what
Wow.
happened on that.
You know what?
God
You
bless
should be a park ranger. You tell a great story, Mr. Hanks.
Well,
Now, they wrapped us a long time ago.
I'm sorry about
I wish some of this could have made it to air.
But, you,
before we go, I have been warned that you have something in a box back there.
yeah.
I have no idea what this is about. I know it's my birthday. I hope
It
you
is-
did not,
it is your
I hope you
birthday.
did not, is it more paper? What
Well-
is, I didn't mean to.
you are close. It is, but yet, what makes this box of paper special for your birthday? Open it and find out. All right? Drums. For your birthday, Stephen Colbert, I have for you dot matrix paper.
Is this for an Okidata? An Okidata? Thank you so much. Very
I
kind.
understand that this is great paper that is always connected. All you have to do is remove this. And
Yes, the
but now,
perfory comes up the
now,
sides.
you might wonder, what the heck are you going to do with such a thing? This is all connected. It's like 3 miles of paper.
It is.
Yeah.
There's nothing hid under
All right,
it. This
okay.
is, in fact, he is a man of his word.
Yeah, exactly right. Now,
This is paper.
It's not enough to have great paper.
Yes.
You need a tool with which to use that paper. And you're going to be doing some serious resume writing.
Yes, I am.
And what have you.
Yes.
And so Stephen Colbert, for your birthday, I would like to present via the Hankettes, happy birthday, Stephen Colbert. Thank you, girls.
Shall I?
Yeah, go ahead. Now, Stephen, this is not just a typewriter. It's a mid-century portable typewriter made by the Underwood Corporation. It is not just an Underwood, it is the Underwood ACE model, A-C-E, which means, should you ever want to take on the mantle of a cub reporter, what better name than Ace Underwood Cub Reporter? So, you can get typing, and as long as you have an idea in your head, you can just type and type and type. Let's say, for example, you got an idea that you've got to get down and it's 47 pages long. You know what would help you with that? Just like Jack Kerouac wrote On the Road with? Perhaps some addictive stimulants could get you through that. And so between that typewriter, this paper, and Hank's coffee, you are on your way. There you go. What is it?
Thank you, Tom.
Never lose your data.
Tom Hanks, everybody. World War II with Tom Hanks premieres May 25th on the History Channel. We'll be right back with a performance by Broadway's biggest stars.